Woman to Woman Wednesday. How would you like to make every conversation or meeting more enlightening, productive, and valuable? Sounds good, right? Well, today we're going to dive into the power of body language. I'm joined by our lovely panel, Renee, Cheval, Arlene, and a special guest, Carolyn Finch, an internationally recognized body language expert right here in Connecticut. She has worked with leaders, politicians, celebrities as a private coach, and she's also been on talk shows like Ellen and more. Yeah, she's done it all. Carolyn also happens to be a keynote speaker and author. Carolyn, welcome to the table.
Thank you for having me. Welcome.
I think first off, we want to start with, what is body language and why is it important?
Body language is a nonverbal communication system that sends messages. And the messages sent usually have to do with what the other person sees as what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what your physical agility is, and whether or not you might be the kind of person who would reach out, open up, help somebody, or not.
How can you tell if someone is taking you seriously?
We could go into that really, really in depth, but we'll just touch a little bit. When a person is taking you seriously, they may have started out touching themselves, doing self-stimulation of some sort, and then they open up. And maybe they cock their head to the side. They might even put their hand on their chin to focus on what you're saying. And maybe they smile when they hadn't up until a certain point.
So, Carolyn, I have a question. So when we, as professionals, we have to handle a lot of meetings and be in front of, some audience. What are the tips that you might have for us to be, presenting and feeling more confident when we are doing that kind of presentations?
I think it's important to know that when you are doing the presentation, whatever that is, whatever program it is, it's your platform. You're in charge. And they're not going to know what you have planned if you make a mistake. You don't want to ever apologize. So that's one thing you don't want to do, is apologize if you've made a mistake. You can smile, you can make fun of yourself or something like that, but you want to stay away from that. The other thing is get rid of as many obstacles in the way.
Okay.
Because these are all blocks to the energy that's going to go to these other people in whatever group you're speaking to.
Okay. How can women empower themselves with body language?
I love the word you used, empower, because that's where it's really at. And one of the ways that women can empower themselves is to think about, instead of thinking about what they're doing from here to there, think about what you're doing at that very moment. So pick a spot and walk straight ahead, looking at that spot. The brain will take in everything else.
Okay.
It will protect you as you walk and look, and that will keep your chin level with the ground so that you don't end up hunching over and letting gravity take over.
I'm thinking, as we're talking about this, I'm sitting up straighter. How important is posture in all this, in the equation, whether or not you're having a conversation or presenting?
Well, I think most of you know that you don't want to be bent over. And many of our parents have told us, put your shoulders back, or and people go like this. I want you to do this. I want you to spread your shoulders.
Okay.
Breathe. And that opens up your whole chest, your heart, gives you a little added benefit. And in reality, that's really opening up your whole chest. That's opening up your heart to people. So that when women walk that way, and the biggest problem of all with women, the biggest, is that women tend to walk with three limbs.
Walk with three limbs.
Three limbs, because they got their baggage hanging over their fourth limb.
True.
And so they're showing the world their baggage. Rather than keeping it simple and walking with four limbs like men do.
I wish we had more time. Great advice. Thank you so much, Carolyn.
You're so welcome.
We're going to have you back at the table because we've got a lot more to talk about here.
That's true. Great. Thank you for having me.
Be sure to join us next week for an all-new Woman to Woman.